Hey, good morning from 3M Arena at Mariucci on the campus of the University of Minnesota, where things are a lot warmer today than they were yesterday morning for our 8M games. Currently outside here in Minneapolis, it's minus 15 degrees. I think it was about 20 below yesterday, and the wind has died down, so our wind chill it's a manageable, I believe, 28 below. So, yeah, we welcome you inside, where we've got Northwood against Stanstead to kick things off. Big day of JWHL hockey here from 3M Arena, and then also got a few games next door at Ritter Arena, home of the Gopher women's hockey team. Stanstead, they got beat 4-0 yesterday by Shattuck St. Mary's prep squad. Northwood won their first game yesterday and then lost 4-0 to Naha White last night on this playing surface. Northwood plays again 6 o'clock today, scheduled for 6, and Stanstead will play again at 2. But as of right now, let's worry about the early morning game here from the Twin Cities. Stanstead will just dump that one all the way down. Looks like Northwood has got Ocean Tefalt Michelle is in goal again, number 34. And at the other end, it looks like number 30, Cicely Harnum, between the pipes for Stanstead. Harnum had some big saves yesterday, even though they got beat by a 4-0 count. It definitely was not her fault in that one. We said Northwood, they outshot Naha. I think it was 41-20, I think I saw in the late game yesterday. But unable to score on that one. And Northwood beat Shattuck's 19 team 4-0 yesterday as well. La Chapelle, couple of goals for the Huskies, and first save of the, I almost said of the afternoon. Well, it's the afternoon somewhere. 5 o'clock somewhere, as Jimmy Buffett would say. Of course, here it's 8 a.m. somewhere. For us, it's coffee. For Buffett, it's Margaritaville. I say advantage Buffett. Yes, yeah, where the water is not frozen. Unlike here in the land of 10,000 frozen lakes. By the way, happy Hockey Day, Minnesota. Big celebration of the game that we all love going on in the state today. Oh, nearly an opportunity that time for Northwood. Backhand attempt by Emma Higgins. Not quite able to cross the goal line. She had the netminder beat. So nearly early 1-0 in favor of the Huskies. As it is, Stanstead will try to break things out of their own end. Little too far that time for Berta Mazzali. And that means it's an icing. We're just 2 minutes gone by. By the way, he's Jason Hetland on camera running the show for us here in Minneapolis. I'm Mike Cook, the guy they give a headset to and say talk. Glad you're tuning in from wherever you are. Understand we've lost one team, Washington Pride. We're supposed to have there's been some schedule reshuffling, and the Pride were able to get out of here this morning. I understand they've got to get back before that mega storm that's projected to hit the East Coast. So hopefully those kids make it home safe and sound. We'll talk about Naha later. They're out in the Boston area. Good luck getting back tomorrow, I'm afraid, for those. These two teams, Northwood, Lake Placid, New York, Stanstead, conveniently in Stanstead, Quebec. And it's going to be Northwood going to circle their own net. Megan Holmes, number 7 in blue. I said it yesterday or again today, a very Penn State look to the Northwood School Huskies. Northwood had won 10 straight coming into this tournament. And Stanstead had won 6 of 7 coming in before taking on Shattuck St. Mary Prep yesterday. We'll see the Sabres Prep team later, along with the Sabres 19U team later today on this surface. Centered across, nobody there wearing blue. Stanstead down that left side. That's number 18, Morgan Barbosa. Trying to get something going. Lost the puck into the zone. 3.5 gone by. Early stages between Northwood and Stanstead. That's St. Pierre for Northwood. Penelope St. Pierre. Said she's a Colgate commit, so she'll be wearing red and white for a few years. Quite a few commits playing in this game. Stanstead's got, I think, 14 if I'm counting correctly. And I believe 9 for Northwood. 10 as I recount. It's early. Kids are probably hyped up on Red Bull and whatever else is out there for energy drinks now. Yes, we are looking for a coffee sponsorship up here. Hey, enough about us. This is about the players. Stanstead in the zone. Sent it rink wide. Will they shoot from way out? Nope. That hit Tremblay, number 8, I believe, in red and white. I said Tremblay, she's going to be playing at Wisconsin in the future. So again, used to the red and white.
Her dad played in the NHL.
Oh, Dad was in the NHL? Really? Opportunity in front. Save that time. Another save. Oh, puck does squirt out. I thought she had it underneath her, but did not to fault Michelle. Nonetheless, couple of saves for the netminder. Good head rush the other way. Nice defensive play that time by Sharp to come back and get in the way of that one and thwart an opportunity for Northwood. Tremblay makes a move to the inside. She stood up that time. Defensively, good job of that play by number, I think it was 12. 2, check that. That was Reese Combe, C-O-M-B-E. Combe. Got to apologize if we're butchering any names. I knew a guy in college, it was C-O-O-M-B-E, it was Combe. So, anyway, we'll go with Combe. Stanstead breaking into the zone, long shot, easy save that time. Big glove save for Ocean to fault Michelle. RIT commit is number 34 in blue. Face-off will be to her right. A few fans in the rink for this one this morning. As I look across the way. The nearly 10,000 seat arena. Dumping it back in. Northwood. Here comes Stanstead trying to break it out the other way. A long outlet pass coming near side. This is Lebrecht. She'll get the from the off angle. And another glove save for Northwood. It was Emma Cadis with the long outlet pass. Really kind of sprung her teammate there for Stanstead with an opportunity. But we stay scoreless. With 5:48 elapsed. Far side, Turner tries to get that one. Or Lily Pratt, I should say, for Northwood. Pratt had some good opportunities yesterday for the Huskies. Just couldn't quite get one to go in. Couldn't quite be kept in. Popped right over the stick. And here comes Stanstead, 2-on-2 into the zone. Shot from the right dot, and again, another easy save that time for Tafat Michelle. Shots on goal, definitely in favor of Stanstead at the moment. As we said, we don't have a shot on goal calculator here in the rink. So hopefully we'll get some, throughout the game, we'll find some stats, maybe at the end of the periods. And face-off will come back in the Northwood zone after the icing call. .28 to go. And St. Pierre falls down along with Stanstead's Dior Stringer off the draw. Northwood trying to bring it up and just backhand into the zone, trying to just play a little dump and chase, but Stanstead gets in the way of that. unless it's going to work out. Opportunity. Oh, nice defensive play in front by number 23 for Stanstead. That's Emily Labonte, the Merrimack commit. And this time we've got icing on Stanstead. Looking to get a little flow going in this hockey game. Both teams kind of still a feeling out process, if we dare say that. Face-off will be to the right of Harnum. Again, Harnum, a Syracuse commit. So a slightly different shade of red, if you want to call orange that one. That's over to Syracuse, New York. And that puck does squirt out. Back in, back out, back in. And offsides was Northwood. Keep saying Northland again. It's in my head. It's a Minnesota thing. I apologize, folks. We just have Northland hockey sticks here, and we call the upper parts of our state, we call the Northland. Northwood's keeping this one in. Or I should say Northwood into the Northwood zone. Now they were able to get that one out. And McLean's just going to dump that one down for Northwood. Summer McLean, class of 2028. Turnover. Can they do anything with it? No. Big save that time. Stood her right up nicely that time with the big save was Harnum. That was Emma Hagens with a golden opportunity to get Northwood on the board first. And she'll stop, spin, lose a blade. Now she loses the puck. Going the other way is number 6. That's Julia Sharp. Going to get a little help this time from Lintner, number 16 in red. Back up top. Shot from way out through traffic. Might have got through, but steered aside. Also might have hit a defender in front. Couldn't quite tell. Bottom line, no goal. We stay scoreless, 8.5 in. Shot, save. Northland, can they clear it out this time? It is going to be, yes, they are going to send it out far side. Change of, looks like 3 players for the Huskies. Stanstead going to make a change behind the play. As number 23, Labonte hops on. Julia Sharp to the bench for a rest. And here come 3 more Stanstead players to the bench. Coached by Bernie Pym. Matthew Chan, the assistant for Stanstead. 2-on-1 potential. Trying to go to the backhand. Shadowed nicely that time by Northwood's Reese L'esperance. Holm tries to send it around rinkside. Not going to get all the way out, however. Kept in again this time. Stanstead. Good pressure from the team from Canada. And Stanstead keeping it down low. Good pressure. Stop. Spin. That's Tremblay. Again, number 8 in red and white. Keep an eye on her. If she's on the ice, things definitely happen offensively for Stanstead. Been told that Tremblay's sister was a goalie last year. Jason Hetland filling me in on stats and history. That's why he's the best in the biz. 2-on-1, intercepted that time, broken up nicely by the Stanstead defender. That was 22, LaForge. LaForge is going to go play at Dartmouth. Part of the Mean Green, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on my collegiate nicknames. Again, poked back out to neutral. The way the first half of this game is gone, it feels like the first goal could be a really big one. Stanstead maybe a little the better of the scoring opportunities. But Tafot Michelle has done really well in the Northwood net. And Northwood had a few opportunities at the other end. But Harnum, a couple of nice saves for Stanstead. There's Tremblay. She's knocking that one in once again. And we've got a whistle because we have, well, the offsides, I think. Right in front of the Northwood bench. Face-off will be right outside of there. Martin for Northwood. Tremblay for Stanstead. And it's Stanstead control. However, it's going to be the other way. Opportunity for Northwood. Nice defensive play that time, knocking her off the puck. I think that was that Grennan? What with a 7? I didn't quite. Might have been Lauren Zhu. Bottom line, into the Northwood zone. Or back into the Northwood zone. Tremblay a little physicality along the boards, and I think she's going to sit for 2. Going to be checking the call. Wondered if they were going to call that one. And it was the official on the near side making the call on the far side. So first penalty of the game goes to Stanstead with 11:08 to go. Period number 1. Again, body checking, a no-no. But incidental contact, absolutely. Northwood, by the way, the 27.3 on the PP coming into this one. Stanstead 9.57 on the PK. The best in the JWHL, just by a little bit. Naha's at 9.41 on the PK. But Stanstead with the clear, and 30 seconds have elapsed on the player advantage for Northwood. Going to go far side. St. Pierre on the left side. She's upended, incidentally. No call there. Kept in. This is McLean up top. Tries to feather a pass across over to Ryan Erster coming down the left side. And it's going to be Stanstead able to break out 2-on-2. Instead, they just decide they're just going to dump it all the way down and make a bit of a change behind the play. Power play half over for Northwood. Leading the rush in this time is Kenna Gillis, number 13. Gillis stop spin. Looking for some help from a trailer potentially. McLean is there, but it could come all the way out. Shot from way out that time by 26, Riley Griffiths. Never got all the way through. And 1-on-3 battle behind the net. It looks like Northwood's going to control as they battle in there. Stringer, 24 in white. Up top, she shoots from there. They'll try to get through traffic. Blocked that time again by Stringer. Stringer going to play Bemidji State. Speaking of the Northland here in Minnesota. And all the way down. That should just about take care of the PK with just 6 seconds to go in the player advantage. Tremblay is standing up over in the penalty box. And she is on the ice just as her teammate skates right by with the puck. Almost a collision there for Stanstead. 6:40 to go. We stay scoreless here in this opening frame from 3M Arena at Mariucci. Dump back out. Knocked it down, moving forward. And yep, they do tag up. Everybody stays on sides. That's Penelope Lavoie that's got that puck down in the neutral zone. Down low, Stanstead trying to battle through the corner. She gets upended. That was Zoe Charland, the Vermont commit. No penalty on that one. Puck was played to the high stick, but it was played by the opposition, so we wave that off. And up into the bench. Can't quite call it a souvenir if it goes into the bench, I believe. 6:03 to go. The first of, I think, is it 8 games we have here today? Between here and Ritter Arena next door. Of course, you can check all those out on the web. We'll be live streaming. Very vociferous official because there's a penalty. He didn't hear the whistle. But going to the box, it looks like for Northwood will be Anna Manette. Did not see the signal on why she's going for 2 minutes, but she's going to sit for 2 minutes. Time of this one, 14:08. Get our camera going there. Apologize, we have little technical difficulties. So we got everything back now here at 3M Arena. St. Pierre tries to send it across, nearly a great shorthanded opportunity that time for Elbrecht coming down. Elbrecht, I believe, she had a pretty good game. I think she had a couple of assists in their win over Shattuck yesterday, the Shattuck 19U team. Shot that was blocked in front. That's going to hurt, man. Pierre is down. That hit her a lot in the leg. A little squirming on ice, yeah, and the official does blow the whistle as Penelope St. Pierre took a heck of a shot on that wrister from Emily Labonte. And hopefully nothing too serious here. Looks like the coach heading out on the ice. Trevor Gilligan, bench boss for Northwood. Looked like it hit her like just low in the leg on that wrist shot. You see the trainer walking around towards the Northwood bench. Man, looks like that's good. Pinell, well, briefly got up on all fours. There you go. Definitely doubled over in pain, but looks like able to put weight on both legs. She'll be back on the ice, I would say, before too long. Just gotta, hopefully it's just one where you kind of get the wind knocked out of you sort of thing. And we've all been there where you've gotten hit for something and you kind of just need a few moments. Yeah, as she's slowly working her way down the bench, sits down. Kind of keeled over, doubled over, I should say, a little bit, but maybe that shot get her more up in the stomach area where there's really very little padding, if any. Stanstead, Tremblay, pass across. Oh, golden opportunity. What a feed across. Stanstead just couldn't quite get it. Boy, Charlotte had the opportunity, but a huge save to Default Michelle stretching all out. That's what I wish we had a replay on. That was a gorgeous pass across and B, even a better save. So we stay scoreless with 50. Looks like it's Penelope Lavoie going to the box. I believe it was interference. 15-22. So we should play 4-on-4, I believe, for 46 seconds. Then we'll have a 1:14 on the power play upcoming for Northwood at that point. Coaches on the Stanstead bench looking for an explanation. Getting it, not agreeing with it. So 4-on-4. Stanstead just going to dump that one in, a little dump and chase down that far side. Good aggressive play that time. I believe that's Charlin down low. For Stanstead, it is. Coming around near side. Antonia Toom just keep it in for Stanstead. Opportunity from the slot. No, that's off Tremblay. Trying to go top shelf, high and wide. 10 seconds to go for 4-on-4 hockey. Looks like Northwood's Anna Manette standing up in the bench area, out of the penalty box, and she is now out of the box. Just as Tremblay goes by, Manette straight to the bench. Hopping on is Gillis for Northwood. 1:05 to go now in their player advantage. Tipped in just a little too far for Summer McLean, all the way down. Again, Stanstead, we said 9:57 PK. Killed one off earlier this period. Can they make it 2 in a row? St. Pierre, good to see she's back on the ice. Got her everything back. She said she was a player that was down just a little bit ago. Took that shot. And we've got I believe it was icing the call. Well, faceoff's going to come back in the Northwood zone. Okay, we'll go with icing. I'm looking at both officials, didn't really quite see any kind of signal. But we will presume with a faceoff in that zone that's what it was. And here comes Northwood. Looking to get the first goal of this hockey game. We're scoreless with 3 minutes to go in the first. Northwood near side, number 9, Major. She had a goal yesterday. Good defensive play, Stanstead. Just keeping Northwood to the outside. Go back near side. And we are back at 5-on-5 hockey. That goes just wide off the initial shot from LaChapelle. If I remember correctly, LaChapelle had, I think, 2 goals and a helper yesterday in their win over Shattuck St. Mary's 19U squad. It's a 4-0 win for Northwood. And here comes Stanstead. He's going to loft that one down. Should be an ice. And it is, yeah. Did not get near the red line at all before lofting that one down. Just a little bit of a mental error there. So face off back in the Stanstead zone. 2:10 to go. Opening frame. Martin to draw for Northwood, and it's going to be Northwood with control. Shot from way out. That hit traffic in front. I believe that was Zonin who got in the way of that shot. Two-on-two potential for Stanstead into the zone. Nothing doing that time on the shot that came in from Chenier. Easy glove save for Michelle. With 1:49 to go. Period 2. Looking at Tafo, Michelle comes into this game. She's 7-7 on the year. 243 goals against. Save percentage of .899. Oh. Northwood 2-on-2. And it's going to be a nice defensive play that time. Stanstead just to take the puck away. That's one thing I've noticed about Stanstead. They get back quickly. Not really giving Northwood any chance to get into the zone cleanly. Combs sends it all the way down. Dump and chase. Here's McLean. McLean opportunity. Nothing doing that time. McLean tried to circle the net, maybe thinking about a wraparound, and instead it's going to be covered up that time by Cicely Harnum. Harnum with a big save, and then she was down and almost out of the play, but McLean could not quite make the tight turn for the wraparound. But it will be a face-off in the Stanstead zone. Out, trying to bank it herself along the boards was Charlin. Charlin, a Vermont commit for Stanstead. 21 in white. Long blast. That was a huge blast that time from way out. That was number 12. That was Penelope Lavoie, the BC commit. That might be the hardest shot I've seen here so far in this weekend. Definitely got all the wood on that one. Centered across, but she was about 3 strides behind. Tied up briefly, coming into the zone. .14 seconds to go in the period. Maybe time for one last Stanstead offensive opportunity. And maybe not as that puck comes back out. Back in. And he did it off sides. So it appears we're going to be scoreless after one with 3.3 on the clock. Teams will take a brief break after this. Gather around their respective benches. Words of wisdom from the bench bosses. And then we'll be back with second period action in just a few moments. You're watching JWHL hockey. All right, we get set for second period action here from 3M Arena at Mariucci, home of the Golden Gopher men's hockey team. Ritter Arena next door, home of the Gopher women hockey team. Gopher women is sending, I believe it's 8 players going to the Olympics, I think I heard. I know there's, from the Minnesota Wild, our NHL team is sending 8 players for various teams. 16 seconds elapsed here in period number 2. Appreciate checking in wherever you're watching us from across the World Wide Web. Hopefully, as we said earlier, hopefully it's warmer wherever you are than here. Coldest temperatures in 7 years in the Metro. Fighting that one off. Rebound in front. No, couldn't quite get the shot off. Really nice job by the Northwood netminder to fight her way through that opportunity and see the puck. If she did it all, but you had to block her up, made the save. Stanstead looking to break it out. Stanstead left to right. Whites with the red trim. Of course, Northwood, we said kind of the Penn State look with the dark blue and even the blue stripe on the helmet. Upended player there. No. Oh, they're going to call the. Oh, was that a delayed call? I looked right at that official. That arm did not come up initially. But it's going to be a trip against Northwood. Tessa Barton, the guilty party at 1:15 of period number 2. Second power play opportunity of the game for Stanstead. Again, looking to break this scoreless tie. And then nearly a tip there, odd angle shot on the rebound, Tremblay, and that one is up against the post and held on to. Coming up after this one, we've got Shattuck St. Mary's 19 against the Pacific Steelers. We've got Shattuck St. Mary's prep against Naha scheduled at noon locally here. Stanstead back on the ice at 2 against Team Illinois. Team Illinois, along with the two Shattuck schools, just invites for this weekend here in Minneapolis. Along with the Minnesota Ice Cougars. Cougars with a win in overtime against Pacific yesterday, 5-4. And the Pacific came back against Naha last night. That was a heck of a game. I was told 4-3, I believe, the final in that one. Kept in Stanstead. 54 to go on the advantage. Tremblay had the shot. Right there, and that one can't quite be kept in by Lavoie. Stanstead will try once again. And again, popped right back out. Collision at neutral. Playing on. No harm was done. And Lavoie and Stanstead, they've got 29 seconds with the advantage. Boy, leaves it for her defensive partner, but not there was her partner. Her partner come down on the right side. A little confusion on that time, but they still get it down into the zone. Stanstead can change a couple players trying to get it in front. That was Moseley with the potential tip. And trying to get Moseley again on the tip as we are back at full strength. Stay a scoreless hockey game. About 3.5 into the second period. Northwood can't quite clear. Aggressive play that time by Stanstead. Trying to. Thibault Michelle was going to just play that puck behind her net. Stanstead almost going to get Northwood caught in a line change, but they're going to come down the slot trying to get the trailer and wisely get on that puck. Ocean to Fat Michaud. Again, I apologize if I'm erring on that name. Shots 9-7 Stanstead, by the way, in that opening period. Stanstead trying to keep that one in, and they do. Shot from way out through traffic, and easy save again for Tafat Michelle. Well, we've learned from Stanstead. They're not afraid to shoot from way out, looking for some rebounds. There's Julia Sharp at that left point. Annabelle Grennan at the right point at the moment. Doesn't matter as much offensively because in comes Northwood the other way. Leading the rush that time was number 11, Emma Higgins. Not in the zone for long were the Huskies. Stanstead quickly turns and goes. Quickly make a change on the way down the ice. Puck almost into a prime scoring opportunity for Stanstead, but able to clear it out. Here's the Northwood Huskies. Intercepted. Oh, and yep, they were offsides. Good call by the officials. Stanstead trying to make a change at the bench, and the player going off was just inside the zone. You know, sometimes it gets a little crazy when you start getting a massive bodies making line changes, but that one the officials got it just right. Stop spin. Could Northwood come out to the near side. Trying to get it down to the middle. Number 5 in there. That's Anna Manette. Odds not in her favor. She tried to get into the stance. That puck got out, I think. It did, yeah. But they are going to have to tag up. They do. And by then, Stanstead able to break it out of the zone. Trying to get it over here near side. 5 defenders back for Northwood. Little too far that time. I believe it was tipped. No, they are going to say icing will be the call. I thought that got tipped coming out of the zone. But we're up here in the press box. They're down on the ice level. Really Pratt, I thought, had it. 14:31 to go in a scoreless second. Kept in right at the blue line by 22 in white, LaForge. Two of the top 3 teams in JWHL play coming in this one, and we've got ourselves a goal for Stanstead. 1-0. Right on the doorstep. They finally able to break through. Nice pass across, and it's going to be number 21, Zoe Chartland, getting the goal. Unfortunately, I didn't quite get the pass across, but we'll wait and see what they post for the goal scorers. Bottom line, 1-0 Stanstead at 5:50 of period number 2. We're going to say Tremblay and LaForge getting the assists on that one. Should have guessed Tremblay. Again, the break kind of been all over the ice. Tremblay, that's 16th assist of the year. And for Chartland, that would be goal number 7. And another save that time for Michelle. Huge opportunity here for both teams. Can the momentum be sustained by Stanstead? And can Northwood break out of the zone and actually find a way to score one at the other end? Feels like this period has been a lot of Stanstead, and they finally broke through. I was saying right before the goal, 2 of the top 3 teams in the JWHL. They get 2-0 Stanstead. 6:46, so that's 2 goals in 54 seconds. And first gal, Berta Mosley, would be her 4th of the year. Northwood comes in 11-2 in J overall. Stanstead 10-3, including 1 overtime win. That one's going to be, they're saying Lavoie, number 12, got the goal. From Labonte and Mosley. That's what the, on this, according to the scoring. But yeah, goals coming 56 seconds apart. I think I might have said 54 earlier. 56 seconds apart. Northwood going to get back within 1. We were just talking about that momentum after that first goal. Stanstead definitely keeping that up. Northwood back on their heels. Stanstead thinking about a line change, and heading to the bench was number 13, and then they were like, no, stay out, stay out. That was Mosley, but thankfully nobody else jumped over the board for Stanstead. Would have been too many players. Northwood shot high off the netting. Face off will be in the Stanstead zone to the right of Cicely Harnham. 11:54 to go. Charland and Lavoie, 56 seconds apart. For Stanstead. And back into the zone once again comes Stanstead. Momentum in front. Oh, couldn't. I think we're trying to get it through that. Tremblay in front. It couldn't quite able to get a shot off. Actually, it was Zonin in front. I stand corrected. 9, not 8. Other way, Northwood Drop pass. McLean's just going to ring that one around far side boards. Trying to get it over. That was Gillis behind the net. She's got the puck again. Number 13 in blue. Gillis. Slot. Stays with the puck. Stays with it some more. Continue to circle. She's shadowed by a couple of Stanstead players. Long shot. That went wide. I'm not sure that goalie ever saw that, or she did. It was a very late reaction to the puck. 37 into the zone. And another save, rebound. That was another rebound. That puck is loose still somehow. And Northwood staying off the board. Sarah Martin had that initial shot for Northwood. There's a backhand, another rebound, and another save that time by Stanstead's Cicely Harnum. Court Major's like, how did that not go in on it? Tried to make the move at the initial shot and then the backhand attempt and just sprawled out that time. Was the future Syracuse Orange goaltender. It's been that kind of a few minutes for Northwood. Stanstead got those two quickies. And then Northwood, a couple of great opportunities, just unable to get the light on behind the net. Long breakout pass was tipped into the zone. Official right there to make sure there was no icing call. Stanstead's looking to backhand that one towards the middle. Down near the half wall. Northwood able to get that one out, but didn't go far because LaForge puts it back in for Stanstead. And they do have to tag. They do. And that'll give Northwood the opportunity to break out of their own zone. But aggressive on the forecheck. Here's Tremblay. Tremblay looking to make it 3-0. Big save. Rebound. No, nothing doing that time. Defoe Michelle there for Northwood. Here's Tremblay once again. One on about two in the corner. All the way back out. Near side. Coming across. Labonte. And that should be an icing. Probably a much needed icing for the Northwood Huskies. Face off back in their zone. Just past the halfway point of this middle frame. Forget we've got the Pacific Steelers and the Shattuck St. Mary 19 team coming up at 10 a.m. I see a few players from those teams working their way out into the stands. Going to most likely be up in the concourse getting some warm-ups here shortly for those squads. Delayed penalty upcoming against Northwood. 6 attackers on the ice now for Stanstead. There's Tremblay. Makes a move. Tremblay makes another move. Shot through traffic goes just wide. And touched by Northwood. We've got ourselves a whistle. And I believe hooking is the call. 11:20 is definitely the time of the infraction. No, roughing actually going to be the call. I stand corrected. Number 7 to sit for Northwood, Megan Holmes. It's the third power play opportunity of the morning for Stanstead. Northwood's had a couple of opportunities back in the first period, as Stanstead yet to be penalized here in the middle frame. And quickly cleared out by Northwood. Good sprint down the ice. Gillis in the blue, and she'll be the first one there. Great energy play that time by Kendra Gillis. Coming back out of the zone, however. About 30 seconds elapsed in this one, or this power play opportunity. Tremblay down that left side. I think she was maybe trying to find number 20 in front, Pamplon. Pamplon in the middle of the 4-player defense for Northwood. Tremblay, she'll leave it. She'll get it back, and she'll shoot. Couldn't quite get another save. Rebound was there. Kept in just at the blue line, Lori Aubin, number 14 in white. Aubin, a future Connecticut Husky, so he's going Storrs, Connecticut, if I'm not mistaken. Aubin, that shot blocked in front and wisely cleared out. Sarah Martin with the honors for Northwood. 37 to go in the player advantage for Stanstead. Here's Labonte leading the rush this time down that left side. Papillon, or no, check that. That was 10. Lebrecht at the near half wall. And that one's going to squirt out. Forced to regroup. Stanstead should have one more opportunity into the zone with 10 seconds to go in the player advantage. Tripped up on the way through, or more so maybe just losing a blade, was Emma Lintner. And we'll have a face-off in the Northwood zone with 7 seconds to go in the power play. Lintner to draw for Stanstead. Can't quite see the number on the player for Northwood. But they do win the draw. That was Northwood's 20, Loli LaChapelle. And she'll get the puck into the zone. LaChapelle, good wheels. Shot. Kind of handcuffed the netminder just a little bit. Puck pops up. No harm, however. Walk out in front. McLean across. Kept in. Far or long. Shot and a goal! Pretty sure Harnum never saw that one. And by her reaction, it seemed to be she would agree. Northwood gets one they have to get within a 2-1 hockey game. Riley Griffiths, first player from to the bench, the defense out at the blue line. Judging by where that shot came from, I'm going to guess it was Griffiths. We'll wait for the official word. But 13:40, time of that one, just 20 seconds after the power play or the penalty kill expired. Northwood cuts the deficit to 1. And it is going to be Griffiths, and they're going to say all alone on that one. No, let's check that. They just added Tessa Barton and Summer McLean to the assists. As we said, really a had-to-have-it goal for Northwood from Lake Placid, New York. Stanstead College varsity. They're out of Stanstead, Quebec. Girls prep school. Things briefly appear to be slowing down just for a moment after that goal down in that zone. Again, it's like almost 2 solid periods for these gals. There was maybe a couple of minute break between the first and the second. We will Zamboni after this period. Into the zone, opportunity from the dot. Easy save that time. Defoe Michelle. Draw. Northwood. Going to poke that one out of the zone. And they are going to get it out with St. Pierre. This is LaChapelle. LaChapelle 1-on-2. Forces a pad save that time. LaChapelle backhand across. Good opportunity. Tried to set up her teammate. That was Elbrecht with a good opportunity from the low left circle. Backhanding that one across. That was Combe. Combe's going to play for Stonehill after her Northwood days. Shot through traffic was blocked in front by Stanstead. And Stanstead get it out of the zone. They do. Player goes down right at the bench. And she's quickly up back into the zone. LaChapelle backhanded across. Tried to find St. Pierre just a little behind her. But St. Pierre still gets the puck. back up top, but it squirts out as Northwood got caught in a little bit of a line change. Megan Holmes was coming on, but the puck got out before she could get there. Definitely not Megan's fault by any means. That should be an ice on Stanstead. One of the easier calls the officials will make in this hockey game. 2-1. 3:57 to go. Period number 2 from 3M Arena at Mariucci. Again on the campus of the University of Minnesota. And we'll get a change on the draw. Aubin to draw against Gillis. Stanstead control. A little incidental con. Oh, they are going to call the trip. I thought it was incidental. Official on the near side making the call from across the way. So Sarah Martin to sit for a couple of minutes for Northwood. 3:49 to go in the middle period. Big kill right here for Northwood. You don't want to go down 3-1 against Stanstead, as you most likely entering the third period at that level. Of course, Stanstead looking for an insurance marker. They already up by 1. They've got 2 goals this period. Neither of the power play variety, however. Probably tries to get that one across. Too many sticks in the way, and Northwood with the clear. Turnover. Gillis tries to backhand it across to LaChapelle. Shot from way, actually going to go far side. That was LaChapelle for Northwood with an opportunity again. It's set up, though, by the aggressiveness of Gillis. And out comes Stanstead. 3-on-3 into the zone as Stanstead changes up a couple blue liners. A couple of them fall down as well. This one's going to come all the way out. And it will stay in the zone. Tremblay, backhand across, shot. Good opportunity on the rip there by Charlotte. She's looking for her second of the period. Tremblay once again from the dot. Center tried to feather it across to number 14, Aubin. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Tremblay leads it back for the point. This is 23, Labonte shot. Rebound is there. Kept in. Another shot. That goes wide. Lively bounce. Big save that time by Defoe Michelle. Keeping this a 2-1 hockey game. 5 seconds to go in the power play. And looks like for the 4th time today, Northwood has killed off a shorthanded situation. And we've got icing against the Huskies. We said, though, a huge kill for Northwood right there. Couple opportunities down low for Stanstead. But Ocean Defoe Michelle up to the challenge. Guarding that post really well. Got the glove out. Trying to get that one ahead to Gillis once again. This is McLean, number 8. She's tied up by a Stanstead player. Puck back out. Stanstead able to clear. Long outlet pass on the break. Opportunity, Stanstead. Backhand, no! Again, another save. That was Lebrecht that got robbed. Defoe Michelle. Another big save with 121. Give Mosley credit, though, on that outlet pass to Lebrecht. Lebrecht, the Holy Cross commit. Could not quite take advantage. Puck all the way out. I believe that was tipped, so they were, puck never even came close to getting to icing anyway. And back into the zone, back out of the zone. Back through neutral. And ultimately it's going to be Northwood controlling the puck. Not for long. Stanstead, nice break out of their own zone there with a couple of touch passes. Here's leading the way this time is Barbusa. Back in. Back out. Turn. Go. Stanstead, 37 seconds to go in the period. That high off the glass. Can Northwood get one last opportunity? 1-on-3. Numbers not in the favor of Hagens. Stanstead with 19 to go in the period. All the way down, dumped in. Aggressive forecheck that time. And Defoe Michelle forced to get that glove down as right there was LaForge. Had a couple of whacks at it through a bit of a lively bounce off the end boards. I know we've seen that for some of the Gopher men's hockey games too. That puck does come off these boards rather quickly. Puck comes around, should be enough to end the period. Maybe get one shot off. If they do, steered aside with ease. And 40 minutes in the books. Stanstead with the goals from Charlin and Lavoie. Take a 2-0 lead, but Norwood gets one back on Griffith's tally. That puts us where we are after 2. 2-1 our score. We'll be back in a little bit with third period action where you're watching JWHL hockey. Well, things are getting raucous here at 3M Arena at Mariucci as we start the third period. Both teams loudly banging their sticks on the boards as we start the final 20 minutes of action. Good hockey game we're watching today. Scoreless after one. Stanstead, a couple of goals, 56 seconds apart early in that second. And then Northwood got one back late on Griffiths with a shot from way out. Puts us where we are with a 2-1 score. Again, Northwood School, the Huskies going over from Lake Placid, New York. Stanstead College varsity out of Stanstead, QC in Canada. And here comes Stanstead. Back across, tip in front. Somehow that did not go in. Defoe Michelle with believe a great block again. It was Tremblay across to Aubin. Is that foreshadowing for how this period will go? We'll find out. Face off in the Husky zone. By the way, shots on goal. Stanstead had a 19-10 advantage in that second period. So 28-17 through 40 minutes. But it's only 2-1 where it really matters, where it says home and guest on the scoreboard. In front, again, coming to the net that time was Tremblay, but good pressure that time from Northwood to thwart the opportunity. Stop turn, LaForge. Let's get things started. This is Tremblay in deep. Rosalie, the class of 2026. Who's that future Wisconsin Badger? Up to bringing it into the zone that time for Northwood. It's going to end up on the stick near side of number 18, Autumn Kelly. Kelly's going to go play for Long Island next year. She's a 2026 grad. And we've got a roughing penalty early in this third period. Time of it will be 2:11. Power play upcoming for the Northwood School. And it's going to the box for Stanstead is Julia Sharp. As you said, big opportunity. Northwood, 27.3 on the power play coming into this game. 0 for 2 through 2 periods. Long shot. Puck is loose. Puck is in the net on the rebound. I think it might have been Ryan Erster coming in from the corner. Shot from way out. That took all of 20 seconds with the player advantage. And if it is Erster, that would be, I believe, her first of the year. Second of the year, I stand corrected. She had one yesterday. We'll get the official scoring. I didn't quite catch the number who took that shot from way downtown. But 2-2. Elbrecht and Major credited with the assists on that goal. So Erster from Elbrecht and Major. We said 2:31 on the PP. And another long shot gobbled up that time. Again, Ocean to full Michelle. Look at this is Stanstead will play later today, and as will Northwood. Northwood will be at 6 o'clock against Shattuck St. Mary Prep. Stanstead will play an exhibition against Team Illinois. Actually, the Northwood game is also technically an exhibition. As we said, Shattuck St. Mary's sent a couple of teams up to take part in the festivities, and Team Illinois also invited to take part in this weekend's activity. Coming up next, we'll have Shattuck St. Mary's 19 against the Pacific Steelers, and then Shattuck St. Mary Prep against Naha White. That will be at noon here local time. But right now we've got a 2-2 game to kick things off this morning from 3M Arena at Mariucci. Right to left goes Stanstead in the white sweaters with the red trim. I can't call them jerseys. Back across, here's Northwood. Shot way out. That might have fooled the goalie just a little bit, but it went wide of the cage. Quick turnaround. That one goes way wide, deflected off the stick. I believe it was Stringer that got her lumber in the way. That puck, I thought that puck came out. Official was right there, disagreed. And, just the outside of the cage. McLean nearly putting Northwood ahead. Northwood has yet to lead this game. They were down 2-0, and like we said, got one 13:40 of the second from Griffiths, and then Erster just a few moments ago on the power play. Drop pass, shot through traffic, big save that time. Harnum read that one all the way through off the stick of LaChapelle. Kept in by Northwood with 15 minutes to go in the third. So no contact. We play on. Long shot way out. That was deflected in front. Tip just wide. St. Pierre. Can this one get out of the zone? No. Kept in. Combe. St. Pierre once again. Left dot. Shoot. And wisely getting the mitt and the stoppage is Cicely Harnum. We've got fresh 5 for each team on the ice. Stanstead cannot get that one out this time. There's Gillis. She's tripped up. That's going to be another penalty on Stanstead. Extra attacker on for Northwood. And whistle upcoming. So with 5:33 elapsed in the third, going to the box for Stanstead will be Zoe Chartland. Chartland had the first goal of the hockey game. Now she'll take the 4th penalty of the game for Stanstead. Didn't see the official call, but I would believe it's a trip. Trip or a hook. Line pass there, going to give an opportunity the other way for Aubin, shorthanded. Defended nicely that time, though, by LaChapelle for Northwood. And Northwood's going to be able to control on that far side. But Tremblay aggressively chasing Erster. And Tremblay upends a Northwood defender, or player, I should say, behind the goal. But we're going to play on. Here's St. Pierre leading the rush. Class of 2027 grad, backhands it in front. And all the way down for Stanstead, who's going to put a fresh 4 on the ice. 1:15 to go, man advantage. I should say player advantage. In deep, Stanstead's going to just dump this one out, but they were kind of caught with the defenders keeping outside in the neutral zone. Now they'll just wisely send that one all the way down off the stick of LaForge. LaForge had a nice defensive game thus far for Stanstead. Here comes number 26 leading the rush, Riley Griffiths. Just ringing around the boards. Martin is there. Gillis is there. And once again, all the way down the ice. 32 seconds to go in the power play. 12:55 to go in the third.
Today's Special Olympics Athlete of the Game is brought to you by Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union. Today we'd like to recognize Allie Henley. Allie takes part in bowling, track, volleyball,
somebody trying to figure out the PA system here that came on.
When her mom passed away in 2021, she never felt the ball and continued to be uplifted by her teammates.
Looking over the scores table, they're kind of like, we have no idea how that just came on.
She would like to remind everyone how important exercise is for physical and emotional health.
6 seconds to go in the power play. There we go. Now they had to reset the clock. There's 6 seconds to go in the power play. So we lost the glittering announcement. And now we're down to 12:43 to go. Well, we just lost the penalty of 6 seconds. I'm going to blame the cold. It's still 15 below, by the way, here in Minneapolis. So they're okay. We're going to come over and give an explanation to the Stanstead coaching staff. Oh, so 16 seconds. They're saying on the power play, and we got twos once again. I have no idea. We are back at full strength. However, I thought that was in. High rising shot from number 24, Perry Les Brandt. She looked at the official too, like she thought it was in. Don't have replay, but wow, I thought that went in off the bar, under the bar. Stanstead backhands it into the zone. I hope they can hear us now. Looks like maybe they figured out the sound problems here at 3M Arena. Anyways, yeah, it was Reese Lesperance with that great opportunity at the other end. If you couldn't hear me over the noise. But we play on at 2-2. 11:39 to go. Period number 3. A little physicality along the near side boards right in front of the Stanstead bench. St. Pierre able to try to control the puck, unable to do so. And back to Stanstead. They're going to try right here, crossing the blue line into the offensive zone. Tremblay goes back and tried to go to the forehand for that left-handed shot. Good battle behind the boards, or behind the end line, I should say. Change behind the play for one player for Stanstead. Deep into the corner. Sprinting down in there was Lebrecht, number 10. Way outshot. That hit traffic. And potentially odd man rush. Nope, Stanstead actually got a third player back coming off the bench. And Stanstead to control with Lavoie. 3-on-2 potential the other way now. But back defensively was Major for Northwood. Just shy of halfway home in the third. 2-2 our score. We stated earlier, 2 of the top 3 teams in JWHL play. Here's Baker for Stanstead, or Lindner, I should say, 16. Back up top. Didn't get much on that shot, if at all. Through traffic, no, that was blocked in front. Number 15 getting in the way was Cadis for Northwood. And dangerous play trying to come up the middle there. We had a little physicality, a couple players tangled. No infractions. And back aggressively, Erster. Erster got the earlier goal this period. There's a shot that goes wide of the net. Backhand in front. No, nothing doing that time. And we've got a whistle. The net I believe, is off. Yep. So face-off will be the Stanstead zone with 9:24 to go. Period 3. Opportunity in front. Oh, big save that time again by Harnum. Quick glove. Sarah Martin with the opportunity. Sarah's had some good looks in the last couple of games for Northwood. And Stanstead to control in their own zone. Outlet pass, 21, Charlin. Tremblay, shot. Went over the top of the net. Charlin tried to get it back up top to Lavoie, but getting in the way that time and going the other way is Gillis. No icing. Gillis, aggressive. Harnum, a little brief undecisiveness trying to play that puck. Nearly cost her. But the puck does come back out. It was Sarah Martin that hustling in to help out her teammate Gillis. Nearly creating something for Northwood. Northwood going to come out the other way. Monette going to go in deep, changing up some numbers behind the plays. The puck deep into the Stanstead zone, where it will stay with Monette. Here's 32, Lily Pratt, 2026 grad, and she'll be playing at Wilkes. Inside 8 minutes to go here in the third. They can start using that word regulation. I believe it's a 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime if we get to that point. Had one yesterday, a game, it was the Ice Cougars of Minnesota beat Pacific early in the extra session. Boy, Stanstead continues. That puck find its way just in the slot. A few bad clears or just a few misplays, and chances are there for Northwood, but we stay 2-all. St. Pierre against Lister on the draw, or Lintner on the draw. Controlled, ultimately, it's going to be Stanstead able to poke the puck out. Lintner and Martin battle right in front of the bench. Opportunity, odd angle shot trying to go short side. And back in front again, and quick turn. Oh, I thought she was going to turn it and go with that one. That one is, they do got to get out of the zone, and they do. Aggressive play by Lebrecht on this entire shift, number 10 in white. And we've got an offsides against the Huskies. Number 10, she has just been all over the ice this period for Stanstead. Lebrecht, she's going to Holy Cross. Natalia Chenier is going to go to Holy Cross. She wears number 11 for Stanstead. I don't think we've seen her this weekend. I have seen 11 in blue, however. That was Hagen's in for Northwood. And here comes Tremblay once again. In deep. Knocked off the puck that time by the number 4. That was Erster. A little bit of a size disadvantage there for Erster against Tremblay. But it worked. Inside 6 to go. Now in the regulation portion of this hockey game. Just wisely dumping that one in. Hagens, and actually puck comes out the other way quickly. Shot fought off that time by Tifo Michelle might have hit her kind of up high left shoulder area, but bottom line, save was made. The Ford she's sends it into the zone. Trying to get in front, tip, rebound. Nothing doing that time. Long shot through traffic, steered aside. Tifo Michelle got the right pad down on that one. Other way, here's McLean. Summer McLean 1-on-2. She's knocked off the puck that time. And here comes Stanstead the other way. Official got in the way of one of the players. That was Lauren Zhu. Just wrong place, wrong time. There's a couple of players trying to break out of the zone. Actually, there's number 11 for Stanstead, Natalia Chenier. She and Zhu are out there. I haven't seen much of either of them in this hockey game. And leading the rush this time is Tremblett. It was actually Zanin, I should say, on the rush. Another save that time. Arnhem, we stay tied. 4:29. That was a case of they were trying to get Zanin, Zhu, and Chenier. Maybe kind of like just to mix up the lines, give the other lines just a little bit of a breather there for Stanstead. Deep down into the zone it goes, and we'll have an icing against Northwood. With 4:05 to go in the third. Who will be the hero for their squad? If you can use the word hero and decide for whoever gets a GWG. St. Pierre's going to sprint in for Northwood. It said it's going to be coming away the puck, though, with Toom for Stanstead. In front, opportunity. Puck is loose. Puck is still loose. Net is off. But we've got a scramble. That's not going to count. Whistle was definitely blown. Well, crashing hard that time was Katie Elbrecht for Northwood. St. Pierre was in there as well. Nearly taking a lead with 3:41 to go was Northwood. Instead, we stay tied at 2. And puck comes out of the zone. Elbrecht's just going to fire that one in. Three and a half to go in regulation, 2-2. Kept up top at the point by 26, Riley Griffiths. Griffiths had the first goal for Northwood in that second period. Got Ursher lone goal of this period for Northwood. This is where we're at with the 2-2 hockey game. Icing is not called on that one. Of course, it was Charland and Lavoie 56 seconds apart. That Stanstead up 2-0 in the second. 2:51 to go. See some of the Shattuck St. Mary's players are just behind the goaltender Tifo Michelle. Again, one of their squads is up next playing the Pacific Steelers. Our scheduled 10 a.m. game local time, which will not start at 10 a.m. local time. This will be resurfacing after this. Hard into the corner, a little bit of a push there. You're not going to get a call like that. Opportunity in front, Major with a shot. That was blocked in front. Here comes the other way. Lebrecht leading the rush. Tries to cut over as she slides down on one side. A nice defensive play, though, by the Northwood defender. Shot from way out, and good read that time. Before Michelle gobbles that one up. Stanstead with an opportunity coming down the right side. 2:05 to go. St. Martin against Tremblay on the draw. Or St. Pierre, Martin against Tremblay. Kept in the zone. Tried to get the tip ahead to Tremblay that time. A little too far for her. Martin, can she poke it out? They can. And Stanstead to regroup at neutral. Tremblay, the left-handed shot. That was knocked down. Tessa Barton kind of forwards it ahead to Gillis. Gillis got Martin with her. It's going to be Gillis. Opportunity, tries to go high short side over the top. Aubin for this time for Stanstead. 1:19 to go. And out comes the puck once again. Looks like changes for both teams. I think Stanstead is got 4 fresh skaters out there. Might have just been a couple for Northwood. Can anybody get a tie-breaking goal in the final minute? Look ahead. A little bit of you take it. No, you take it. Opportunity. Trying to go far side that time with a shot was La Chapelle. Missed high and wide. Opportunity, Stanstead. No, nothing doing that time, and La Chapelle to regroup. Little too far that time for Albrecht. Stanstead, oh, dangerous. That puck just kind of thrown out in front. Nobody there for either team. Pampelon playing defense. Down to 10 seconds to go in regulation. In front, couldn't quite get the stick down, was La Chapelle for the possible redirect. And the horn is going to sound. That means free hockey. You're at 3M Arena, Mariucci. 5 minutes of 3-on-3 play upcoming. Both teams gather around their respective coaches. Trevor Gilligan, bench boss for Northwood. Bernie Pym and Matthew Chan, the head coach and assistant coach for Stanstead. Yeah, I see both Shattuck St. Mary's players and Pacific Steeler players. Looking to watch the end of this one. Well, Defoe Michelle back into the net for Northwood, number 34. And of course, at the other end, it's Cicely Harnum for Stanstead. Looks like it's La Chapelle, St. Pierre, and Barton to start for Northwood. Tremblay, Aubin, and number 21, Charland out for Stanstead. Opportunity, rebound, and it's St. Pierre on the rebound. 14 seconds in. La Chapelle will get the assist. And your final score is going to be Northwood 3-2 over Stanstead. Just 14 seconds into overtime. That's going to wrap things up from our first game of the day here from 3M Arena at Mariucci, by the way. Final shots on goal, 39-30 in favor of Stanstead. But again, St. Pierre gets the game-winning goal. 3-2 Northwood. Thanks for watching, everybody, and tune back in later today for more JWHL action.